Now we're recording. I just shot a lot of great shit and it wasn't recording. All right, everybody, Jacob Godar here, talking today about how to simplify your landscape business. Hey, before we get into this video, Comm is opening next week. Click the link in the description to get more information. Are you frustrated that, man, it just seems like this team can never complete things in a timely manner? It feels like there's always these problems. It just never ends. We can't seem to make any money because of it. Is that how you've been feeling? Is it causing burnout? You feeling like you're always maybe blaming the team or blaming someone because it just doesn't make sense? Because maybe you're like me. Maybe you think all of this stuff is relatively easy. How could there be all of these problems? Because it's always been really easy for me to go out and do something brand new and figure it out and get it done pretty efficiently. Because I like new things, I like challenge, I like change. Unfortunately though, a lot of our teams are not wired that same way. They're not designed that same way. And that causes a lot of issues, especially when you think they should be doing that. You think that they should just be able to fly into it. And you get that feeling of like, man, these people can't complete anything. They can't get it right. This can happen because all of us are trying to grow our companies. We're trying to take on new services to build revenue. I was a perfect example of that. That's exactly what we did in the beginning. I would take on this, I would take on that, I would take on this. I wouldn't say no to anything. And I just wanted to grow the revenue. I wanted to grow the top line. What I didn't do enough of was talk about what should we get rid of. Like, what are we really kick-ass at that we can keep doing and we can try to amplify that, and what are we not that good at? And then while we're building this stuff, maybe we do both for a little bit, but we try to build the good stuff and stop marketing to this junk and then eliminate that once we've got enough of this. Or completely eliminate that ASAP and just grow the things you're good at. Like, it really comes from a lack of specializing in anything, but generalizing in everything. And it's so easy to do. You're starting your company. You need money. You need to make a living for your family and your kids. You're working yourself to a bone. You start hiring people. And then since you've got all these people who are generalizing, nobody is really actually good at anything. And I can tell you this problem can persist in your company. This problem will pop up in your company all throughout your career of like you start getting off over here where you're kind of customizing things and you're making it extra special for customers, and all of a sudden you find yourself in the same problem over and over again. I'll say I learned a lot of how to make a business challenging with the first business I started. And then that's why when we started the second location, I was like, okay, let's take all the hard out of it. Let's get rid of having all that hard. Let's see if we can make a lawn and landscape business easy for us to operate, easy for other people in the team to operate. So I'm not having to necessarily operate this one, which will also make it much more scalable. So if you care about your team's opportunity, you care about your opportunity, you want other people to be able to run your business so you can grow to whatever number you want to grow to. But if it relies all on you, you only have so much bandwidth. So there's a few things that are going to help you navigate this, because most of you watching this, well, maybe you're starting your business, so this will also help you. You can take account of these things. But a lot of you are already in the heat of it. You're in business. We're right now in the heat. We're going to the heat of summer and you're getting stressed out and you're reeling with these issues. So number one, take account of what are we really good at and what are we sucky at. That's the first and most important thing. And be honest with yourself. Are you saying you're really good at pavers and doing paver jobs because you really love pavers? Or are you saying it because you're actually good at it? A lot of times because we're all technicians at heart. A lot of us are anyway, or builders or designers, or we like to do the things at heart. We'll get carried away in us loving it. And that emotion will make us not actually admit that we truly, as a business, as a person, aren't that fucking good at it. We just love to do it, so we do it. Well, that's not a great business principle. The best business principle would be to pick the thing you're awesome at and get rid of all the other shit and produce the hell out of the thing you can do over and over and over again. And every time, knock it out of the park. Blast it out of the park, make money on it. The team's happy, it's easy for everybody. The client's happy, everyone's all smiles when the job's finished up. When there's a bump in the road, your team knows how to navigate it because they deal with it. So look at what you're really good at and look at what you're really bad at. And make that list. That's the thing to start with. And with that, you have so much power once you clearly admit that. You've got the list of what you're good and bad at. Maybe the list over here is 10 things you're really good at. You do well, you have success with. But now narrow that list down even further. What are the top 2, maybe 3 things that you aren't just good at, you aren't just exceptional at, you're extraordinary at, you're great at selling it. Other people in your team can sell it. It's something that people just love to say yes to. It's something that when you go out on a property, you're able to produce as a whole, as a team, and there's never a question, there's never a problem. If there's a question or a problem, anybody can answer it, anybody can make sure it's fixed, and clients are always happy. A perfect example of this for us is landscape lighting. Now, not everybody is going to say yes to this. You're not going to win every estimate, but what's easy to estimate? What's easy to produce? I always say to clients when we're talking about landscape lighting, I always mention to them that as us performing this for you, like this is the easiest service to knock it out of the park. And whether you pick your pickiest person to work with in the world, this is the service I want to be doing, because this is the one that is so. It's such a drastic change to your property, and it's so beautiful that keeping people's expectations met is just freaking easy, or at least easy for us. So what 2 or 3 services do you have like that out of the good stuff, you just nail everything. You nail it from the start to the finish, all smiles from all parties, and your team is really good at producing this and is comfortable with it, and it's easy enough that they can repeatedly produce this all the time and have exceptional results. Once you've done those things, it's time to specialize in that. And so here in Florida, instead of doing everything under the sun, we've specialized in, we do foundation plans. And outside of foundation plans, we do the lighting that gets involved in that. So we wrap the houses with landscapes, beautiful landscapes with plants and curbing and rock or mulch and natural edging and rock. Obviously, we will do the simple things that play into this like sod, but we specialize in that design. We specialize in that planting and layout, and then we specialize in the lighting that illuminates all of that at night, all the way from the landscape lighting to the lanai lighting to the dock lighting. And so it might sound like a lot of things, but in all reality, it's just a few things. It's beds and plants, and it's lighting. It's beds and plants, it's lighting. It's just a few different things. Instead of it being, I do fertilizer, I do mowing, I do landscaping, I do hardscaping, I do excavation, I do seeding, I do pressure washing, I do this, I do that. I jump when you say how high to go. I do what you say, and I take it. That's how I kind of built my first company, because I'm a pusher and I want to take it all. And I want to grow, and I really want to help people. And if I think we can offer it, if I think it's something we can do, I want to go out there and do it. So once you've known and you realize these services, then you specialize in them, and then you get good at them, and then you really start to shed off the stuff you're not good at. Now, for me, shedding off the stuff you're not good at doesn't mean maybe not offering that as a company, because one of our other true focuses is being great with customer service. We want to have people in the office to allow us to keep clients happy. Now, that also allows us to manage subcontractors and have subcontractors to perform some of these other services. So it doesn't mean you can't do it at all, but it just means, hey, I'm not going to be the pro. I'm going to hire the pro to do that. I'm going to charge and mark that up some to manage it, so the client can, pay us to be able to create that fluent relationship where they don't have to worry about anything, and then all parties are happy. So these are the things that we've really done to make our landscape company simpler, and also allow us to still offer other things, but grow heavily, be able to sell and be able to produce repeatable results on the things we're doing, so we don't have to stress out, we don't have to freak out. And honestly, one of the things that's most exciting about this is we've got awesome people. So this is not saying we don't have awesome people, but we've designed a lot of the services where we don't need as many crazy skilled people to operate equipment, do this, do that, do all these challenging things. And even when we do get crazy skilled people, they're able to do these repeatable services, which they're able to knock out of the park and hit their numbers and hit incentives, and then everyone is happier. This is a time of the year where people get into burnout because people feel like they can't make it. They keep having problems. And really, if you're feeling it, your team's feeling it too. So leave it in the comments below, what services are you getting rid of, and what services do you kick ass at that you're going to specialize in? Talk to you soon.